I'm Original L, and I'm showing how I'm growing my wealth through the stock market. Today, the stock market Nasdaq dropped 2%. Now that's huge, and stocks within it dropped also with it. Now I'm gonna go over the stocks I plan on buying at the certain levels and exactly where I see the Nasdaq 100 and the S&P 500 going. Let's get into the S&P 500. I'm gonna go over SPY, which is the S&P 500 ETF. Basically the same thing, they move the same, but one is an index, one is an ETF. Now, since we closed under this daily suspension block, which was the price of 735.86, I definitely see the S&P 500, the SPY ETF, going down to these relative equal lows, which is 720.73 to 722.54. Now, the Qs might differ, right? The Qs might differ. Why? Because the Qs does not have a relative equal low right here. But I definitely do see it coming down to this low. And why I see it coming down to this low is based off of the futures market. I trade the futures market. I day trade the futures market. Also look at the stock market when I want to get into swing trades, right? Now let me show you the NQ, which is the Nasdaq 100 futures market daily chart. If we look at this daily chart right here on the futures market for the Nasdaq 100, you see these lows right here. The 28.520.50 to 28.555.25. These are some nice, clean, relative equal lows. This is where I see price going, especially after we had this 2% down day and we closed under this new week opening gap price of 29.954.75. So ultimately, I am bearish on the market. That's where I want to see the indexes go, the S&P 500, the ETFs. That's where I see it going lower, especially after you got these closed and such. We had this huge 2% day. Now, could I be wrong? Yes, if I am, it is what it is. I'm going to charge it to the game. But now, I'm finna get into the stocks that's within it. I'm finna go over SpaceX, Microsoft, and the one and only MU. Let's get into MU first, matter of fact. Now, looking at this MU chart, it's been going up, and up, and it has earnings tomorrow. I personally do not chase earnings. I'm not going to be in any type of earnings play whatsoever. But if you want to, that's your choice. You can. It is what it is. Now, I don't have this company in my portfolio yet. I do plan on adding this company in my portfolio, which is a huge, huge asset. Now, the price I would consider adding it to my portfolio is at $854.35. That would be a good discount price for me to buy the company, this asset at. And yeah, man, that would be a perfect entry point. If it doesn't happen, it is what it is. Now, I hear a lot of talks of it having a stock split. After it has a stock split, let's say if it goes down, I would want to get in on the stock split. But if it says it has earnings tomorrow and it wants to go up and up and up, I'm going to just let it run and I'm going to let it do what it do. I don't buy at all-time highs and I don't buy companies when it's at its premium prices. I like to buy on a discount, and that's what I'm going to stick to doing. So with that being said, that 854.35 on MU is when I would love to buy it. If not, if I don't catch it, it is what it is. Now, why do I love buying MU? MU is a huge part of the AI system. The AI needs memory, and when we talk about memory in a good balance sheet and a good moat, we gotta bring MU into it. At least I do. If you don't, it is what it is. So in Q2 of 2026, MU Micron nearly made $12 billion in a quarter. Now, that lets me know the guidance and everything about it is good. The balance sheet is good. They're making a lot of money and they're profitable. And it has huge guidance and huge growth in the future. If you don't know, AI is within 10, 20 years, AI is going to be a definitely need, and it's going to be definitely the thing that's going to be making the most money. So this is one of them plays I never plan on selling, and if I get into it at the right discount price, I'm going to hold it forever, Lord willing. Now, getting into this next play that people followed the hype on it. People lost a lot of money on it probably. And you probably was hearing your barber talk about it, your instructor, somebody talk about this company. It even made this dude, Elon Musk, a trillionaire. And that's nothing but the company SpaceX. Let's get into SpaceX real quick. Looking at this company SpaceX, I do not plan on buying it. And you see what happened. People, when it came out, people were like, oh, I'm going to buy. Look where it's at now. And half of them people, majority of them people, didn't even get the sell yet. You know why? Because it's a lockup period right when you buy it, and only a certain amount of shares was issued. Now, if you're new to the market, this was probably your first company. You probably like, man, I'm down. I couldn't sell it, and man, I'm down in this company right now. It's cool, bro. Don't sell. And you should learn your lesson from chasing hype. When I first got into the stock market, I chased hype too. I lost money too. But a lot of people gonna be like, man, this is the first company I invested in. I'm finna quit. Forget the stock market, man. Oh, I invested in this company. It was a lie. It was nothing but hype. Yes, that's your fault. You followed nothing but hype on this company, and you never should have did that. But the real winners is people be like, oh man, I took that L. I'm gonna stay in the game. This is the stock market. This is what I really want to do. I'm gonna stay in it. And that was me in my case when I was first getting into the market. So I know a lot of people fell to this company, SpaceX. This is exactly why I personally do not chase all-time highs whatsoever. Whatever I'm doing, I'm not chasing all-time highs. I always buy companies at a good discount and with a good balance sheet. People's chasing this company, SpaceX. We haven't seen the balance sheet on it. We haven't seen the numbers. We haven't seen anything of it. Just a bunch of hype from Elon. That's all we've seen. Now, I'm not saying I don't see a future in this space or none of that. It's a bunch of stuff connected to it. I do see the future in it, and I know Elon Musk is a genius. So I have no problem with investing in the company. I just got to see the numbers, and I got to see the paperwork first before I even consider investing in it. In that case, I haven't. So if you chase the hype, learn from your lesson and continue in the game, man. The stock market is a wonderful game to be a part of. But getting into the next company, last but not least, Microsoft. Let's get into the Microsoft chart. Well, Microsoft chart, I'm going to take you to the 1 month. This company has been down for months, but you see the earnings on it is good. The balance sheet is great. It's just a bunch of skepticalism about how people think about how they're spending money on AI. Now, I see the company as being profitable, which it is. The balance sheet looks good to me. They're just spending a lot of money on AI. And like I said, AI is the future. So if a company like Microsoft that has a wonderful balance sheet right now is spending a lot of money on AI, and which is the future, is going to be running stuff in 10 to 20 years, I have no problem with that. And that's the main reason why people saying it's down and the main headlines about it. What I see is I see an asset at a discount. Now, when would I love to buy this company at? I don't own it yet, but I would love to own it at this 342.17. If it gets to this 342.17, I guarantee you I'll say I am buying it. I'll come out and I'll be like, yes, I am buying this company right here at this 342.17. It'll be at a huge discount, and I'll like that low. And mark my words, that's the lowest I see it going to. Unless some geopolitical stuff wants to happen, unless some crazy stuff wants to happen, that's where I want to see it go to. And unless the S&P wants to be dropped between that 10 to 20% range, which can happen, that's when I will consider buying stocks in general, and especially Microsoft. But with that being said, that's all I got for today, and I hope nobody's chasing this MU earnings, because I don't chase earnings, and I lost a lot of money off of JP Morgan chasing earnings a minute ago. And yeah, man, don't chase earnings. With that being said, shalom. Y'all have a blessed one.